Boys, let's get into Camille, okay? Let's go overview over him. Camille in general is a higher priority than Mifu. If you are skipping Mifu, get Camille. Vanguard Heat, mega massive. I think everyone knows that. Like, Camille stocks are the way to go. I think he's a higher priority target or just character in general than Mifu. I mean, let's be honest, when it comes to Vanguards or supports, I think you always go for Vanguards. Just because SP recovery is so important. So basic attacks are the same. Performs up to 5 basic attacks, sequences, deals heat damage to enemies. Okay, so everything is heat damage. And then restores SP. I think his animations are mega good. Mega good. I think anyone that says that his animations or the way he looks is bad genuinely has no taste. So battle skill. Let me see this. Summons Firefang bats on the enemy, dealing heat damage and applying heat infliction to a small area of enemies. So it has a small area. Triggering weakness and heat susceptibility to the target. So heat susceptibility. This is good for Rossi, Lavatane, and anyone that does heat damage. Oh my god, he's gonna be so good with Rossi. He's gonna be so good with Rossi. He's gonna increase the damage of Rossi's ultimate, man. When the target is hit by Camille's combo skill, it takes additional explosion damage. If the enemy is defeated, this buff carries over to the nearby enemies. So it does one heat stack, and it does this thing. And then if this guy dies, it's gonna transfer to the next guy. So as long as this thing is here, it gives you... what? Heat susceptibility. Yeah, this guy is gonna be crazy with Rossi. Crazy, man. I mean, he's Vanguard Heat. What more do you want? Also weakness. Yeah, like it transfers from this guy all the way to this guy. This guy is gonna be crazy. I think just because he's Vanguard Heat and the way he works, he genuinely can be played with almost every character in the game. Because you can play him on hypercarry teams, you can play him on any elemental teams. He's the most flexible character. Vanguard, man. Vanguards are so good. Yeah. So this is the thing. Combo trigger when an enemy's heat infliction is consumed or absorbed. Performs a dashing to the enemy, dealing heat damage and restoring SP. So this is his combo. So damage and SP. Okay. Now he's gonna be crazy. When an enemy affected by the fireflies, or whatever bats, is hit by a Camille's combo, I think it gives you link buff, right? An explosion will occur. It gives you link buff. So, if you proc that and if you have bats, he gives you a link buff instantly. Dealing additional damage. Let me see that again. When an enemy affected, hit by Camille's combo skill, explosion occurs, explodes, boom. Short delay, dealing additional heat damage to the enemy, and granting the team a combo attack effect. Yeah, it's link buff. Since Camille's battle skill applies heat infliction by itself, whether it's absorbed through an attack by an operator like Lavatane, it still procs, so it doesn't need to specifically be consumed by him. It just needs to apply. Camille's combo skill can be triggered quite easily. Yep. It's pretty good. It's like Akekuri, but way easier to trigger. That's pretty much it, man. Because Akekuri's combo skill only triggers when you stagger something. Ultimate. Camille flies to the sky, deals heat damage, applies heat infliction to enemies over a large area AoE, restores SP. Shortly after casting, Camille enters a temporary hunter pursuit state, and his next battle skill is converted to an enhanced combo. Boom. And now your battle skill shines, and it's like a combo. And then what? Battle skill into enhanced combo into link buff. Yeah, you apply heat. And it's considered a combo. Oh, so it's wait, do you use your... Yeah, you need to use your skill points. So it's like an enhanced skill that works like a combo skill. So like gear can increase his skill combo enhanced. Okay. And then after that, he goes in and then he gives you a link buff. What does enhanced? So after the ultimate, it improves the skill and it gives another link buff. And then you do this and then you get a link buff, right? You see? Boom. Boom, you get a link buff and SP restore. It restores SP, gives you another link buff. So you can link buff. So you can link buff with him, use the link buff on the ultimate, and then the ultimate is gonna enhance your skill, and then you do the skill, you get SP back from the ultimate from the skill, and you get another link buff, and this second link buff you can use on somebody on your team. Link buff, ultimate, link buff into another one. Into like SP recovery, SP recovery, SP recovery. Yeah, this is the team that they are playing, and I kinda like this team because it's an elemental hyper carry Camille team. So Camille with Gilberta, Perlica, and Ardelia. Ardelia gives you susceptibility with both weapon and how she works. Perlica gives you electrification, which increases heat damage, and Gilberta gives you more damage with like susceptibility and all that stuff. But they are mainly demonstrating like 3 stacks of nature into the bats, right? Yeah, and then he consumes the 3 stacks of nature into combustion rank 3, and then he also applies this thing dies from the dot, and then it just starts bouncing around. The thing is, it bounces, man. So it's like a combustion. This is combustion, right? Combustion is a heat dot. So 3 stacks of combustion, and then it ticks down, and then it like bounces around. The thing is, can't you just increase the combustion dot damage with like Perlica's electrification as well? Because if you run Perlica Arts Intensity a full electrification, you can increase the damage of the dot and everything from Camille as well. That's why they are demonstrating this team. I think this team is really cool. For like AoE things, this team is really cool. Because it just bounces and ticks. And the thing is, not only does it tick, but every single time it bounces, the dot refreshes its timer. Which is really fucking smart, right? The worst thing would be like, yeah, it refreshes the timer. Yeah, it's a combustion AoE dot hyper carry team, which is like a full elemental team. I think you can increase his ultimate damage and the way he functions by dropping like Gilberta's ultimate and everything. Oh, whoa. So you do Gilberta for corrosion? Oh my god, okay, I understand. Because Gilberta gives you nature inflict... You consume this. Gilberta goes in. Yeah, he goes in. With ultimate, he gives you 1 heat infliction. And then Gilberta presses ultimate, and then she turns the heat infliction into corrosion. And since corrosion lowers the enemy's resistance over time, this dot is also gonna start ticking away more. Brother, yeah, and then you have corrosion rank 1, you have combustion 3, you have arts susceptibility slow, and then you can use the enhanced combo here, and then you just do damage. Because all his damage is heat damage. So the corrosion is really beneficial. Oh my god, I am so interested in playing like a full elemental Camille team. I think Camille is gonna be good for Lavatain, it's gonna be good for Rossi, it's gonna be good for like a lot of stuff. But one big thing that I want to really play is like a Camille Vanguard right now. Especially this, like specifically a team that focuses on different elements. Because I like dots. I think this character is gonna be that kind of a dot viral AoE spread that also has damage for himself, so you can play him DPS, semi-DPS, sub-DPS, this. He's Vanguard, he's gonna give you SP on everything. He applies dots, he applies heat, he can combust, and he's just good in any team that Akekuri can be used in, he can be used in. Yeah, so this pretty much is what? 2 nature, 1 electro, and Camille heat. We immediately use Camille's skill at all time. This is the premium stuff. This is like the Lavatane team, right? This is the Lavatane team, but instead of Ardelia, you can also use Gilberta. So you have, like, all the Lavatane guys have their premium team ready, and you can just swap your Akekuri for Camille. That way you get more personal damage, more heat infliction, and AoE bouncy stuff. I mean, on this team you use Ardelia Stanza. Right, you can also use Stanza Ardelia, or you can use her weapon, because her weapon is gonna give you more arts damage taken, but Stanza is gonna give you 22% on everything, attack-wise. Ardelia is way more SP friendly because as soon as you consume the stacks with Lavatane, everything is instantly cleared, you continue attacking your normal attacks, and then you proc your Ardelia and you get an AoE corrosion. And then Ardelia's weapon, if you use Ardelia here, she consumes the corrosion and she gives you like arts damage taken from the weapon and from her skill. That is why I like Ardelia, because she's just so SP friendly and easy to proc. Every single character Camille is good just for the fact that SP recovery, more SP recovery, heat infliction, and that's it. It's a pretty straightforward character, man. It's like Akekuri on mega steroids. Not only that, you can also play Camille into Akekuri. You don't need, like, you can play Camille, Akekuri, Perlica, and something else. And that way you have even more link buffs. And that way you have even more attack buffs. You think this could work with Mifu Rossi? I think it could work with Mifu Rossi. Because I think he works with Rossi, and then you can play Mifu, Rossi, and Camille. Camille is gonna give you heat infliction. Rossi can consume that and give you instantly 3 stacks for your Mifu. He also gives you link buff, which is good. He gives you SP recovery, and he gives you heat susceptibility, which is good also for Rossi because you're already playing double DPS. So you can play like Mifu, Camille, Rossi, and Pog, right? And it's also gonna increase, like the heat susceptibility from all of this is gonna increase Rossi's damage. Because it's Vanguard, man. He's Vanguard. Vanguards are just energy SP batteries. This is something that me and Kukikaze discussed yesterday. He said that Camille can genuinely work with every single character, and I'm like, yeah. He can work with almost 80% of the characters. He can't work with stuff like Last Rite, because Last Rite is, you know, she just wants cryo stacks and that's it. But every single character that benefits from like a different element and just SP, pretty good. Not only that, he does like the AoE bouncy stuff. His ultimate is AoE, so it's a lot of AoE, a lot of combustion, a lot of dots, heat infliction, heat susceptibility, gives you SP. Like, look at the amount of SP he gets you, man. He's just spamming SP, man. Nature stacks, boom, dot, and every single time something dies and the dot transfers, you need to remember that it also does a little explosion, right? Which is additional damage. If people are like, okay, but what is the best for my account and my approach? If you have Lavatane and you play a lot of, how do I say it, elemental teams, brother, you get Camille. Because Mifu is specifically a physical character. She only works with the physical characters, and she benefits from the premium physical characters. Camille can be played with everything. Because Camille can apply heat, and also you can use him with like Estella as well, and then you press Estella's skill, you get Cryo, you get Shatter, you get everything. They are not covering him that much because he's simple, man. SP battery, go in, go out. Main thing is Lavatane mains are kind of salivating. That's the main thing. That, like, we can all agree that every single Lavatane main is like, holy, I'm salivating, finally, thank you, Hypergriff. Because she finally has also a premium Vanguard heat now. Because of heat susceptibility, right? Akekuri is good, but Akekuri doesn't give you heat susceptibility. That's why a lot of people play Antol. That's why I seen a lot of Lavatain mains like play Antol for the Mega Burst, because just for the fact that Antol gives you heat susceptibility. It is good when they make characters that can be played with like 80% of the existing characters. That is good design. That is good design. Like you're gonna say power creep. I think it's way better to have a character release and you can use him with every other also character that you kind of have, than have a character that releases and you can only use him with 2 other characters. But overall, I think this guy is crazy good. Like, I know a lot of people are gonna pull him to play him as support. I am personally gonna pull him just so I can play him in some ridiculous elemental teams like this. Brother, I want to play like a dot DPS main hyper carry Camille, and I'm so happy that they actually showcased that thing, that it's playable, right? One big thing when it comes to Camille is that he's a polearm guy, which is really good because polearm is really suffering when it comes to everything, man. Polearms don't have weapons. So with Camille coming out, it's so good since we are gonna get a Battle Pass polearm and a premium polearm. I'm genuinely curious if Jet is even gonna be good on him. When the wielder casts a battle skill, the wielder gains arts damage. We are gonna see. I think the Battle Pass weapon is gonna be really good because the Battle Pass weapon has ultimate gain efficiency. But the main thing is, I always pull for characters that look really good, that play really good, and I think this guy has some crazy ass animations, the way he moves, everything, and he's a Vanguard Heat. I think everyone is happy. People that want to play Elementals happy, people that want a premium Vanguard happy, people that want to increase the damage of their Lavatain teams mega happy. Everyone is happy with this character. Like kit-wise, and me personally also design-wise. SP recovery, SP recovery, SP recovery, heat, dot, heat, SP recovery, hell yeah. Look. Brother, this guy doesn't even know what to do with all the SP that he has. The guy is playing Lavatain, the main team, and he has full SP bars. Like, he genuinely doesn't know what to do with all the SP that he has. If you are thinking which character I want to get between Mifu and maybe Camille, honestly speaking, man, go for Camille. Camille is the character. He really is. I don't think I'm gonna be the only one telling you this. Pretty straightforward Vanguard Heat character.